My major concern is one of the surest signs of the times that Jesus is coming soon, and that is the abysmal condition of the church. The church today is up to its ears in apostasy. The Bible predicts this will be the case in the end times. It is rampant. We tend to think of apostasy primarily in mainline liberal denominations like the Methodists or the Presbyterians or the Episcopalians, where there's plenty of apostasy. When you have a person like Bishop Spong writing books saying that Jesus was not born of a virgin, Jesus was not resurrected, that Paul and Timothy were homosexual lovers and all that sort of thing. But let me tell you, there is no group in America today that is immune to apostasy, that is immune to deception. Who would think that we would ever reach the point where Southern Baptists would be divided over the inerrancy of the Bible, where a breakaway Southern Baptist group would hold a convention in Atlanta and have as their keynote spiritual speakers three people, Jimmy Carter, Al Gore, and Bill Clinton? I mean, we are talking about apostasy beyond anything we can imagine these days. Who would think that Calvary Chapel, one of the soundest groups in America today, would have a pastor come to Dallas, Texas and hold a press conference and say at that press conference, there are many roads to God, and all of them are by good works, and then set up tables in his Calvary Chapel where people can go and bow down and worship Greek Orthodox icons. Thank God they defrocked him and threw him out, but nonetheless, all of the churches. Let me tell you, did you know that Messianic Judaism in the last 7 years has deeply divided to the point that major Messianic Jewish leaders today are actually taking the position that we shouldn't really share the gospel with Jews because there really is something to dual covenant theology. A couple of weeks ago, they held a meeting where they were going to talk about this among Messianic Jews, and they asked a man to define the gospel. This man got up and read a 48-page typewritten paper in which he concluded that there's no way to define the gospel and that maybe the Jews really are saved without having the gospel. That is the kind of apostasy. I want to encourage you to do something. I want to encourage all of you to be Bereans. Become familiar with this book and then test everything by this book. The average professing Christian can't test anything because they don't know the Word. Learn the Word, test it, and be a good Berean. And one final point. Whenever I feel like it's all going down the drain, when I feel like there's no hope whatsoever, when I look at the choices we have for president, when I look at the apostasy of the church, I have to go back to Psalm 2. Psalm 2 is my cornerstone. You know why? It says that when all the nations of the world are in revolt against God, which they are right now, it says God sits in the heavens laughing. He sits there laughing. He is not laughing because he doesn't care. He is not laughing because he doesn't care. He is laughing because he has the wisdom and the power to orchestrate all the evil of mankind to the triumph of Jesus Christ. Maranatha.
Outstanding. That's great, Dave. I love it. We love it.